Thrillers don't just happen in books, I told myself. Turns out, I was right. While other kids packed for beaches and theme parks, I packed Sherlock Holmes, a magnifying glass, and 2 notebooks. One for facts, one for theories. My name is Miles. I'm 12, and I live for mysteries. I took the train up north, then a freezing bus into the white. Snow fell like whispers, trees stretched like old bones. Finally, I reached the last stop before silence. Alaska, my uncle's village. No internet, no city lights, just snow, shadows, and stories no one tells twice. He was waiting near the post office, gruff, wrapped in a giant coat, his hat crooked. As always, Uncle Dev, a retired detective, quiet, unreadable, but his eyes still sharper than broken glass. "Still carrying that notebook?" he asked as we walked toward his wooden cabin, half buried in snow. "Still solving cases that don't exist?" His way of saying hello. I grinned. "Cases exist, but people just don't notice them." He grunted. That meant fair point. That night, I sat near the fireplace, scribbling about a missing slipper and a suspicious cat. Uncle sipped black tea, reading an old newspaper. The village was quiet. Wind hissed against the windows. Then, his satellite phone rang. He stared at the screen, didn't answer. It rang again, and again. Finally, he picked up. "Hello?" I watched his face shift, from calm to focused. He stood up slowly, voice low. "Since when?" A pause. "Anyone seen anything?" Another pause. "No cameras, of course." "Power's been out?" His jaw tightened. "All right, we're coming." He ended the call. I closed my notebook. "What happened?" His voice was colder than the wind outside. "Gold," he said. "Someone stealing gold from the village mines." The mines were old, barely active. Most of the village thought they dried up years ago. But now, he said, when the last batch was scheduled to be transported, is gone. No break-ins, no witnesses, and no footprints. Just vanished. He rubbed his forehead. Same thing happened last week. Now again. The village chief's panicking. Called me for help. I leaned forward. "We're going, right?" He looked at me. Thought about it. Shook his head. "It's dangerous." I stood up. "You said I imagine cases. This one's real. You're 12, and I have twice your curiosity." That made him smile. The side smile he always tried to hide. "Fine," he said. "But you stay close. No theories unless I ask. No wandering off." I nodded. "Deal." He poured 2 cups of tea. Mine had more milk. Always did. The next morning, we packed light, snow boots, flashlight, a copy of The Hound of the Baskervilles. I refused to leave behind. We took his old truck. Its heater worked when it wanted to, and drove deeper into the wilderness. The roads narrowed. The trees thickened. Every so often, we passed a frozen signpost with barely visible letters. Kavik. Population. Unknown. No signal. No tech. Just cold. And questions. By the time we reached the village, the sun was already losing interest. Houses sat like crouched wolves in the snow. A few people looked out from behind curtains. No one waved. We parked near the mine gate. A tall man ran toward us, his jacket flapping like wings. "You came," he shouted at Uncle. "It's happened again. Last night, another load of gold. Gone."